world itself would not be big enough to contain it. But now watch this, because I want you to see something. I want you to see how this goes, because the word believe, very interesting word. It was an Anglo-Saxon word. It derived around 1611. Now the original word for the word believe was the word by lived. By lived. Now what one believed, he by lived, but if you flip it, he live by. Beloveds, what we believe, we ought to live by. Now watch this, because he opens the book with this marvelous supply of wine. It is the first of 35 miracles and signs that's recorded in the Gospel of John. Now this particular miracle is only recorded in the book of John. Are you praying with me? You see, his disciples, the reason why Matthew, Mark, Luke doesn't say anything, because all of the disciples have not been chose yet. Matthew was not there yet. So Jesus now, he comes to a wedding. It was a private performed wedding, miracle, but it was to avoid social embarrassment. If I had time, I could show you that this miracle took place in southern Galilee. Now, the southern part of Galilee was the most expensive part. It was the high district. It was like what we call in Houston River Oaks, the Woodlands. It was a high-class community. Now, for a man to run out of wine, and he is from an expensive neighborhood, would like you to invite me to your house and not have enough dinner to feed me. So he's finna bail this boy out. Let me tell you something. In the long run, it accomplished a lot more than that. See, the miracle was a display of God's power within a particular context of human need. I better drop this in, because we go around teaching that miracles don't exist today. You are looking at a miracle. Now, we don't have the miraculous miracle. I don't have no exciting power that I can lay my hand, but God still performed miracles. I said God, not Benny Hinn. I said God, not some of them other folk that need to be saved. But you are looking at a miracle. Are you hearing me? My marriage is a miracle. My wife should have been gone 20 years ago. I wouldn't have wanted my pit bull to be married to me 30 years ago. It's a miracle it's a miracle that I'm at the church where I labor. I didn't deserve this. I didn't make no preparations for myself when I was growing up. It's a miracle. Come on, y'all. It's a miracle. You went to the doctor. The doctor said it didn't work out, and God worked it out. That's a miracle. We better get him out of the box. The reason why he can't do some things for many of us, because we done boxed him in. Boxed him in. But this miracle here was a very unique miracle. You got to get this, because it happened at a wedding. Verse 3 says, and when they wanted, and I've got to hurry, when they wanted, the word hysterious means that when they wanted, when the wine was given out, you got to see this wedding, this miracle took place at a wedding. Please let me explain this, because you'll never get this miracle if you don't know the background. See, Jews didn't marry like we marry. How long you been married, Mom? Where you meet your wife at? Boy, I'm getting you in trouble. I better find somebody at a basketball game, huh? See, this wouldn't have never happened in the Jewish culture. He couldn't have met her at no basketball game. See, in the Jewish culture, what would happen is your daddy would get with her daddy, and they would make what is called the arrangements. They would arrange the. She looking, talking about, I don't want nobody picking my man. Well, some of us ain't did no good job picking them ourselves. We ought to get somebody. But it was called the arrangement. You would be arranged. You would come together, and at a child, you would know that was going to be your wife. And then after the arrangement, it was what was called the interval. You would have to go work for her daddy and let them know you were capable of. That's what happened in Genesis chapter 29 when Jacob worked for Rachel. You would have to, and that's not a bad deal today, because a lot of us men, we just sorry. Just won't keep a job. Go on, preach. I'm finna get out of here tomorrow. That's all right. That's all right. I ain't looking for a praise to preach. I got one. I'm going to just drop the bomb. We just sorry.